My character's Lex, who is who's a police officer, and it's set right here and right now in America. And that's what really interested me. One of the things that really interested me about it, in that. Living in England, but every week it seems, my Facebook page is full up with some altercation between a police officer and a youth or a member of the public, and then especially in America, and then riots for that. And I really wanted to know what it would be like to be not only a police officer, but to be an African American police officer in 2015, where a lot of your trust with the public has been the bedrock of your career, and now that's been shaken. And then to have the government or the CDC trying to recruit you to speak on behalf of them, that really intrigued me. I think in terms of Lex, that's a big thing. In terms of the show, I'd read an article by chance 2 weeks before I read the script, and it was about how viruses like Ebola and HIV challenge our humanity. And so it was saying on one level, if you had a mother and a screaming baby, and you were able to say to that mother, "Do not pick up that baby," we wouldn't have these viruses, we wouldn't have these problems, but our humanity won't allow us to do that. Then on another level, how it challenges our humanity is when that happens over there, i.e. earthquake in Nepal, or thousands of people dying in West Africa, and we're in the West, and we're in a developed country, it's a lot easier to go, well, I'm just going on my day, about my day. And so that challenges that element of our humanity, that is, I should be my brother's keeper, and I should make sure that person's all right. As soon as then there's a threat of that virus coming over to us, then let's find a cure, let's do what we need to do. So I read that article and it challenged me. My roots, my blood is West African, and Ebola's happening there. And so then to all of a sudden have a script that goes, let's take that situation and place it in a world that we all understand, and with characters that we can relate to, and go, wow, what would I actually do in that situation? For me, that's another exciting bit for me, is that because it's based on a Belgian series, do you know that? And so that's out there, and they're in their second series, but I haven't seen any of it, because I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what happens next, what happens in episode, when I get that episode 2, to read and see what he does in those situations. Because that, again, going back to what I started with, that's what fascinates me about it. Like, she is literally the love of his life. Like, she makes his world tick. And to have someone on the inside of a cordon and to be on the outside. I mean, if I was to say to you, what would you do if your loved one or your kids or your dogs or whatever were inside, and you had the authority to go quickly, with the risk of putting everyone else in harm's way? I don't know. So
And I played Jana. She's a data recovery specialist, grew up in group homes with her best friend Susie, who also works with her as the receptionist at the BitScan. And she has done very well for herself, but she keeps people at arm's length for the most part because of her troubled childhood. She just has baggage that she carries around with her, and she tries to fight that, but it's there. And she's in a relationship with Lex, who's a police major for the Atlanta PD. He's played by Gyasi, and they're supposed to move in together, and she has a bit of a panic attack that she's done many times before.
3 times.
Yeah, 3 times, exactly. And he walks out, she's a little bit angry, and then of course she goes to work, and then she has a change of heart, decides to move in with him. But of course, at the same time, all of this disease is happening, and then there's the quarantine. She gets stuck on the inside, he's on the outside. So, a good question. I think she has to she's her own support structure. That's the thing. She does everything alone, and so she starts to survive alone. She's able to outsmart getting the virus for a while, hopefully forever. And then eventually people start to need her, and she starts to need other people, which is not, she doesn't like that feeling. And I think her arc is going to be learning how to let people in as she has to make these hard decisions and to care for people and to help people over time. And I'm not sure how it's going to work out with Jake, because I know he's in the hospital and he's got 2 children and everyone in the hospital. I think I'm sure there's going to be some interplay for sure, but I think her story is to learn how to let herself need people and let other people need her.